this championships for the first time ever. Over 500 fighters from nearly 90 countries, 25 different nations medaling. We've seen some new nations in there, Trinidad and Tobago, Belgium, to name a couple. There you go, touch your gloves. And there have been all sorts of things that have been new this time around. The prize money is one, as I said. But having MC up in the ring, introducing the fighters to the ring there and miking up the referee, it's something the pair of us, quite honestly, never thought we'd see. So into the first round, Zhussupov of Kazakhstan in the red, boxing out of the orthodox stance, as is Yurachai of Thailand. He's in the blue. Physical difference between these two is quite obvious. Zhussupov is the taller of the two. Yurachai is good at getting in with his feet. He's a busy kind of a fighter. He knows exactly what he is as a fighter, as does everybody who's already got to this stage. It's all about giving yourself the best possible chance of winning, of employing that style that you feel is going to work for you, trusting that method and making those adjustments on the fly, which you have to do in a 3-round fight. Your boxing IQ has to be high. 1-2 there from Zhussupov. Not convinced that that actually got through. Landed mainly on the gloves, but the Kazakh fans around ringside lent their support to it, certainly. A jab again there from Zhussupov. Neither one of these two has quite found their range, just over a minute into the first round. Yurachai looked for a big overhand right, but Zhussupov saw that coming from a long way back. Again, he just reaches with the 1-2 there. Feet just aren't quite close enough. Midway through the round, and as a result, well, there's a jab that lands. I was just going to say you couldn't really separate these two, and that one clean jab is probably enough to separate them just at the minute. Yurachai then just closed that gap himself and looked to try and land to the body with the right hand, but Zhussupov, he's so good at doing, gets those feet in and out quickly, stayed in there after he let his hands go, and Yurachai again just couldn't quite manage to counter him. Long right to the body there, I think, from the Thai fighter. Right at the end of its journey, I think, did just about make contact with that chest. First round of a 3-rounder, so important. 1-2 there from Zhussupov. I think the second shot, the right hand, landed to the chest. The jab didn't. Just a little bit closer in there. Yurachai coming forward as Zhussupov was stepping in. He's just not managed to quite get that right hand to the body working so far, the Thailand fighter, which he has done in the competition so far. And as a result, this has mainly been boxed from the outside. And as a result, Zhussupov has had the edge, the way I'm seeing it. A right hand to the body there, I think, did get through at the end. That was quite cagey.
Very cagey opening round. Very little in it. I happen to think the man in red did the better work, and so probably will edge this first round. But neither boxer really finding their range with any consistency. Such a cat and mouse affair over the first 3 minutes. And as you pointed out during commentary, whoever gets this first round will be in a really advantageous position to box on their terms, or at least try and establish it in the second round. And there you see a 3-2 split in favor of Zhussupov, a fair reflection of what was a very tight round indeed.
I think so. I think so. He did find that right to the body more towards the end of the round. When a round is boxed in the way it was there, that right hand got through. You could see that one. But there's a lot of shots in there from both of them where they're leaning in. They're almost chasing it in a little bit. They haven't lost their balance, but they're just stretching. They're trying to make it reach. And it's not the easiest job in the world to work out whether it actually does or not. So into the start of the second round, and this one very much in the balance. Left of the body there from Yurachai. He's in the blue, representing Thailand. Zhussupov is in the red of Kazakhstan. Nice jab there from Zhussupov. Steps in with the 1-2. Good with the feet, but a left hand came back from Yurachai, and there was just some fine-tuning going on in that opening 3 minutes, and the signs are at the start of the second that they've both just locked that radar on a little bit more effectively. 1-2 there, but a right came back from Yurachai. The initial 1-2 from Zhussupov. Jab to the body from Yurachai, and it's kind of back and forth, isn't it? They're in the center of the ring, slowly moving around each other. But it's been fought in quite a confined space. Zhussupov just circling to his left there. Nice stiff jab there again from Zhussupov. It's better off for him if he can keep his man turning and moving. Yurachai would prefer it if Zhussupov would just stay still for a little bit longer, but he'll be well aware that that's not exactly going to be in his opponent's game plan. Right to the stomach there from Yurachai. These two just fall into each other. Go for a little walk. Referee just warning about holding. Second left hand there from Zhussupov. Just clipped the side of the head there of Yurachai. Yurachai just on that outside, on the borderline. Looks primed and ready to go at times. Zhussupov again just darts in with that lead left hand, landed it, got those gloves back up really nice and quick. Combination from Yurachai. Zhussupov fell short there. Yurachai had backed up to the ropes, so he wasn't really in a position to do too much about it, but came off the ropes, threw a right hand to the body, and that was a scoring shot. Scoring shots must be delivered with the knuckle part of the glove to the torso or the front or the side of the head. That's what counts. So you'll see referees indicate slap sometimes. If you land with the inside of the glove, then that is not a scoring blow. Into the final 30 seconds, and this second round has been tight again. A couple to the body there from Yurachai as he dipped low at the waist. Was kind of being pushed down on there by Zhussupov as well. The referee just makes that point. 3-2 split in favour of Zhussupov at the end of round one. It kind of feels to me like Yurachai's done slightly better to the body in this second round. Has found that body a bit more regularly, but I think Zhussupov has found his jab to the head a little bit more regularly as well. And these two having a touch of a wrestle at the end of the second, and again, it's not the easiest job in the world to split them in that round.
My goodness, what a competitive second round. Credit to Yurachai because he really did begin to have some success to the body, but make no mistake, there were some jolting jabs landed by Zhussupov. Concentration and evidence in every second of the round, and well, Yurachai has not taken a share of it. I do think he's rather unfortunate there. So going into the final round, Zhussupov leading by 20 points to 18 for 3 of the 5 scoring judges, judges 1, 2, and 4. I thought Yurachai's work to the body was effective, and I wouldn't have been surprised had it been another 3-2 split in favor of the man in red, but he's taken it on a clean sweep across the cards. But there's an example of his clean, easy to score, accurate punches. And perhaps it was the cleanliness of his work, such as that right hand and getting away without reply, which gave him the unanimous verdict.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think punches that are delivered from the outside that are easy for the judges to see. It sounds like a very basic thing to say, but it's not straightforward to work out sometimes what has landed and what has not. And if you're landing from the outside, like Zhussupov generally is intending to, he's not really mixed it up on the inside or stayed in there for any length of time because he knows that's Yurachai's fight, then that can make a difference. Yurachai now on the front foot, he's going to have to pursue this because having not got anything in that second round, he's 2 points down on 3 of the judges' scorecards, which means that he needs 10-8. If he got something and he'd had more drawn cards, 3 drawn cards, say, then this one would still be live. But as it is, he's got a big mountain to climb here. To get a 10-8, you don't need to be punching your opponent all over the ring. You can dominate in other ways, not allowing them to land and landing and picking your punches well. That can be enough. But that's not going to be this kind of situation. Well, these two just falling into each other, heading up towards the midway stage of round 3. And Zhussupov going about things really as he has done in the previous 2 rounds, maybe just committing a little bit less, because he will know that he's in a good position here. The scores come up in the corners, by the way, straight away, right at the start of the round. So the coaching staff know exactly what's going on. It's up to them how much of it they communicate to their fighters. Strong right hand there from Zhussupov, and a standing count for Yurachai. A slightly rueful look on his face there, but that was a lovely shot. Just got in with the feet, nice and loose, let it go, landed absolutely square. I took his feet back out before Yurachai would have had a chance to do a thing about it, and the referee steps in with the standing count, which won't necessarily translate into a 10-8 if you've been following us throughout the course of the last couple of weeks. If you follow AIBA boxing, you'll know that. Into the final minutes. Yurachai, as I said at the beginning, he stuck to his method. It's an effective method. It's got him all the way to the final, and in Zhussupov, he's just come up against somebody who has employed his own approach, which is to take it from the outside, to try and use that height and that reach, and he's done it just well enough. Because as we've been saying, there was very little in that first round, a 3-2 split. The second round wasn't really all that different. And Zhussupov got it across the board, which meant that this was always an uphill task for Yurachai going into the final round. Kazakhstan got 10 boxers through to the later stages, and he raises his hand there, Zhussupov, because he's got them off the mark on the gold medal table. Yurachai just being consoled there by his corner team because he's come up short. It's going to be a silver. It's a good performance. You don't always see fighters, the taller fighter, use the attributes and the advantages that they've got. He did. And he needed to, because Yurachai, as we said all the way through the competition, good fighter.
We're just awaiting the formality of the final announcement. And Zhussupov hopping in anticipation of it. Our MC Rishi Panikar has just made his way into the boxing ring. And once he receives his cue from the television director, well, this will be made official that Temirtas Zhussupov of Kazakhstan will be the new minimum weight champion here at the 2021 AIBA World Boxing Championships. A very good display, and once he gets a lead, that is when he uses his dazzling footwork and his straight shots to box his way to victory.
Declared by unanimous decision, to the right corner is Kazakhstan, Temirtas Zhussupov.
So he gets it by unanimous decision, swept the board again in that third and final round. He actually got a 10-8 from the Canadian judge there. As I said previously, dominance doesn't have to involve punching your opponent all over the ring. I didn't see a 10-8 there myself. It's not of any particular importance. The man in red there has got the win. He deserves the win on balance over those 3 rounds. He just had his nose in front all the way through, and I think Yurachai, as he salutes the crowd there, I think he knows that. There's no need for any kind of regret there from the Thailand fighter, none whatsoever. And a big scream of delight there from Zhussupov. He's been in an ebullient mood all the way through this competition. He's talked about the bronzes that he's won, the bronze he won previously, and he wanted gold, and he's delivered.
Absolutely brilliant, and that battle cry that he released, you see the tears of joy now as he's embracing his coaching staff, and of course the Central Asian nation, their program, so renowned. 10 quarter-finalists, 5 medals, 4 finalists. They've got themselves off to a winning start, claiming championship gold here. There's the right hand that brought about the standing count, as we see it from another angle. But you just get the sense that that battle cry was finally letting out some emotion after remaining locked in and focused. Seen him around the hotel for the entire time that we've been here, and he's just been in his own zone, but it's all come out now, and he is the new minimum weight champion. The gold medalist, he'll receive a prize of pure gold, a championship belt, and 100,000